Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about a mathematics topic about how to find maximum and the minimum point in equations. This equations is quadratic equation with one unknown. We can see the board. Almost all the equation like this. It's ax squared plus bx plus c, and they give you intervals is greater than and equal to n and less than t. So we're going to solve this problem. There is a main method about to find the maximum and the minimum point. The first one is we're going to get the derivative of the fx at first, and then we consider the intervals. So first, the derivative. We can get the derivative first, and let the derivative of fx equal to 0. So we can find x0 and final value fx 0. And we need to define which is the lowest point, which is the highest point. It depends on the a. If the a is positive, we can get the lowest point. If the a is negative, we can get the highest point. They could be the local minimum or maximum point, but we cannot be absolute. So we need to consider the intervals. So intervals, we can find a point n, but we cannot find t because the t x cannot reach but can very, very near. So we just find the n, and we can compare with these two values and get a conclusion. It might be the maximum point, it might be the highest point, but cannot be both. So we just to think about clearly and get a very not great, it's good conclusions. And in this video, we're going to talk about the examples and also to using in our daily life.
Talking about the maximum and minimum value, we go to equate x squared minus 4x plus 8. So first we need to find the derivative for this. So that is x squared minus 4x plus 8. Equating this, we get 2x minus 4. Now, so we need to find the local minimum value for this. So we need to let x equals to 0. Sorry, derivative of x equals to 0. So we put the value 2x minus 4 equals to 0. Therefore, we get x equals to 2. So this is our local minimum point. So we also need to consider the intervals 0 and 8. So we've got 3 points here that are x equals to 2, 0, and 8. So now, to get the value, we need to put f0 equal in this equation. So that's x squared minus 4x plus 8. So this is 0 plus 8. So the value for point f0 is 8. So now, the other point, f equals 2. If we put the value here, we get 4 minus 8 plus 8. So we get the value 4. So now the last point, that is 8. So if we put the value of 8, so we get 64 minus 32 plus 8. So we get the value 40. So out of all these 3 points, the maximum value is of point f8, that is 40. So this is now considered to be absolute maximum value, whereas 4, the point f2 has the lowest value, that is 4. So now this is considered to be absolute minimum value.
Okay, so I will show you how to maximize use in our real life. For example, there were a company and they will want to make a product, but they don't know how to maximize their revenue. So what should they do? We know the quantity is based on the price, and the function is q equals 1000 minus 5p. Then the revenue equals q times price, and is 1000 minus 5p times p equals 1000p minus 5p squared. And we make a revenue decredited equal to 1000 minus 10p. And then we can calculate the p is equal to 100, and this one is the maximum revenue, and we put 100 into the revenue. Then we can calculate the maximum revenue.
I'm going to give another example. For example, I upcast a ball, and I'm gonna choose from the maximum height, and the initial speed of the ball is 50 meters per second, and the acceleration of gravity is 10 meters per second squared. So we found the two equations. And we bring the v into the second equation, is that the h equals minus 5t squared plus t. So the derivative the h equals, and the t equals 5, and we bring the t into this equation. So we got the h equals 125. So the maximum height is 125. Thanks.